The rumors and the news and headlines are going to unfold right now. The brash and brazen Seanzviewent team will always show you how, because I will never be mistaken or overtaken. We're here to talk about Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff. We're here to talk about a major return to Monday Night Raw on the USA Network on the Red Brand this Monday night in the month of August. And we're here to talk about if you want to be brash, prolific, consistent, and dedicated and donate to my show, you can do so by clicking the link in the comment section or in the description of this video. But whatever you do, the most important things is to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. I can also be found on Facebook. You can follow me over on Twitter, but I am most notorious on Facebook / SeanzView Entertainment. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the news, the rumors, and the headlines. And remember to make this as social and as an interactive experience as it can ever be. I look at the news and the rumors along with you, and I'm just looking at them now to get a first glance, a first view of what is going on in the professional wrestling world of rumors, news, and headlines. Now, most reporters and casters and broadcasters, what have you, they'll look over the news and the rumors, they'll gather them, they'll bundle them in one episode, they'll put them on WordPad, they'll write them down their notepad, they'll put them in their cell phone, they'll put them in their iPhone, their iPad, but what I do is I'll look over them as it is live. The big question I see on WrestlingNews.co, the websites, the dirt sheets, and the newsletters. Remember, it's so crucial and important to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos all over Facebook and Twitter, and smash that bell to turn on all notifications, because the brash one will always tell. The big question that will be answered to the weeks and the months to come is if hiring Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman as executive directors for their respective brands will increase ratings for Raw and SmackDown Live for the long term. It's early. So far, the ratings have not improved. They have not been drastically better. But again, they are just getting into their new roles. So you really can't put a lot of strain on Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman right at the first of the game. Aside from the Raw reunion, ratings and attendance numbers are still down. But it may take some time and it will take some patience from Vince McMahon, because things will not turn around overnight. Just like when when Vince Russo and Ed Ferrara took over WCW, it didn't happen overnight. It was a transition period. It was a different time. It was a different aura. It was a different attitude. It was a different feeling. So you're not going to produce results in one night. So let's just get that right here, right now. During the recent investors conference call, Vince McMahon said that he would be less involved with creative and he didn't need to be in the weeds any longer. So now can we blame everything on Vince Russo or Eric Bischoff or Paul Heyman? You know, Vince Russo should return. Vince Russo should be back in the thick of things, because that's when ratings were the highest. I don't care what you want to say. I don't care whatever narrative. I don't care whatever negatives. When Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman were in their respective brands and Eric Bischoff was doing his thing and, Paul Heyman was doing his thing, it was Vince Russo who was doing the thing in the WWE in the Attitude Era and making things as substantial and as influential, and the ratings were at an all-time high when Vince Russo was head of creative, and that is not LIE. I can't personally be in the weeds any longer, and we have these two individuals who have a long range of point of view and developmental point of view, Vince McMahon said on a recent WWE Investors Conference call. However, Vince McMahon continues to be in the weeds because he is still very much involved with the creative side of the main roster shows. Last Tuesday, McMahon rewrote the entire SmackDown live show, and there were changes being made to the second hour of the show while the first hour was airing on TV. So changes were being made while the show was on television. Paul Heyman, however, has been able to get ideas approved, and last week's Raw was mostly his show. And of course, you can check the dirt sheets and newsletters for the backstage news on Paul Heyman, including news on a change that was implemented last week on Monday Night Raw that some fans may have noticed. Dave Meltzer noted in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that people within the company said that the executive director role being assigned was being done to show stockholders that the WWE was making structural changes to address the decline in popularity. In addition, the executive director role for Paul Heyman, and probably Bischoff too, is very lucrative and also keeps Heyman and Bischoff away from AEW. Meltzer noted that people in AEW said that they have no interest in Heyman or Bischoff, but McMahon was not going to take a chance, especially after Bischoff appeared on one of AEW's Road to YouTube shows, and Tony Khan was talked about being an ECW fan when he was a kid. Time will tell if these changes will lead to a ratings boost for WWE. Ratings, attendance, and WWE Network subscription numbers have dropped this year, and they will continue to drop unless major changes occur. Paul Heyman makes a change to the WWE Raw format this week. As noted in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, last week's show is where Heyman had the most influence to date. Of course, Vince McMahon had the final say on everything, but last week is when Heyman was able to get more of his ideas on the show. Heyman was able to get wrestling back during the commercial breaks to avoid the constant weird breaks with run-ins, 2 out of 3 falls, and other contrived scenarios they were scripting so they could go to a commercial break. Dave Meltzer noted on the Wrestling Observer that Vince McMahon made a few minor tweaks to last week's Raw, but it was mostly Heyman's show. That would explain the great brawl that ended the show. The Mike and Maria Kanellis storyline also appears to have Heyman's fingerprints on it, and Heyman has been a big fan and friend of Maria for many years. The angle with Brock Lesnar destroying Seth Rollins and Rollins coughing up blood also had Heyman's fingerprints on it. It's ironic that there was blood in this segment just a few days after Vince McMahon described AEW as the blood and guts promotion. On the flip side, things were pretty much different on SmackDown Live. It was a blunder. It was no wonder that everything was all over the place for SmackDown Live, with changes by McMahon as the show was on the air, which was described in a previous episode from the Brash and Brazen Seanzviewent. If you want to donate, you can donate by clicking the link in the description. As I always give back, whether it be a live chat, whether it be a message, whether it be an IM, whether it be a shout out or anything else, you can click the link in the description or the comment section, and your donation will go a long way for Seanzview Entertainment. There was absolute chaos at SmackDown Live last week. Vince McMahon, again, WWE is interested in signing a top NJPW star. Roman Reigns looks back on the experience of working with The Undertaker, and Hulk Hogan reveals why McMahon turned down the pitch to be called Triple H. Viewers and subscribers, the fix is not in. I am the Brash and Brazen. I will never be mistaken or overtaken. Your comments and your opinions. Share my videos on Facebook and Twitter. Donate. I think it's time to leave your comments and your views and your likes for Seanzview to get the satisfaction, because we're all here for the same reason. Subscribe.